I am beyond thrilled. Wow, look at that. I've never seen my face so big on a screen before.
We
Um,
like to do, we like to do it big here at Seven Eagle Academy. So
Frankly, it's a little unsettling, gang. I have to be honest with you. But thank you for having me.
yeah, absolutely. So just want to really quick address the audience here. So could you guys do me a favor and throw a awesome, thank you for that. Could you guys do me a favor and throw a one in the chat if this is your first week in connections? Like if you finished up foundations last week. Okay, so Marvin, if you're seeing all those ones in the chat, these students are in their second week of our program, meaning last week they went through foundations. They got a bunch of information and insights about filling out resumes and optimizing their LinkedIn and networking and applying for jobs and all that type of stuff as they're, and so this is like really a lot of them, almost all of them, it's their second week of a Monday where they don't have to put their military uniform on. So I thought that'd be pretty cool to share. And then beyond that, do me a favor and throw a two in the chat if you guys are interested in the trades industries. Anybody who's interested in trades at all, and I'll get a little bit more details from Marvin, but so just wanted to let you guys know, Marvin is not only the co-founder, but he's the CEO of a company called Forge Now that I only know about this much about. So what I'd like to do is just have Marvin, first of all, if you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Forge Now, we'd appreciate it.
Uh, Absolutely. Thank you, Tyler. Very excited to be here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest, and exciting time for the audience as you transition into new opportunities out in the civilian world. Big times ahead. I am also going to
It was
be
expired,
joined
so
by
it had to
my
go.
colleague Nick Grant, who is either on the phone or should be here shortly. Um, uh, Nick is a veteran, and he can introduce himself when there he is going to introduce himself. Nick, you want to say hello and tell him
Yeah.
a little about your background?
Hey guys, my name is Nick Grant. I was an Army EOD officer. I got out in 2023 and I've been at Forge now since. I'm in charge of kind of our veteran relations as well as I manage a field force of 15 veterans at 15 different installations across the country who are embedded in different transition offices. So Marvin will get into that, but great to see you guys.
Thanks, Nick.
So I've had a varied career. I call Forge now my third career. I was a corporate guy. I went to college. I got out. I worked in fields like investment banking and things like that. I worked for a period of years at a technology services company that was publicly traded and ran that company at a senior level. And in 2018, I and a partner here in Dallas started a company that is now called Forge Now. It's an innovative, rapidly growing career skills company. What does that mean? It means that we are an accredited school with the U.S. Department of Education. We're a SkillBridge partner with the U.S. Department of Defense. We're an eligible U.S. skills career program provider. We're an official public-private partnership with the U.S. Army Reserves, and we're eligible for GI Bill reimbursement. So we are technically a school. So why am I here speaking to you all? We started this company because we felt that there had to be a better way to train for the trades. Everyone has probably heard that there's a shortage of skilled labor, not only all over the United States, but all over the world. And from what we were understanding, the market study that my co-founder Rob Holmes and I discovered was that that companies could not meet their growth objectives and meet their company backlogs because they simply didn't have the skilled workers to do it. As we examined the marketplace about where this training was done, we found this enormous void. And so we set up Forge Now to be, in effect, a better mousetrap. The traditional way to train for the trades is either one, training on the job alongside an existing technician who works as an electrician or works as an HVAC guy. Okay. And it's on the job training. The second way might be to go to a 2-year program at a community college. The third way might be to go to a legacy vocational training company, a Lincoln Tech, a Remington Tech, a UTI, somebody like that, which in general tends to be a 12 to 18 month to 24-month program that's quite expensive. So we did something that was a little offbeat that has met with great results. We set up a program that trains technicians in 7 weeks. And we mimic and imitate the boot camp methodology of training of the U.S. military, the training organization, which are probably the best training organizations in the world. And what that means is the programs are immersive, they are full-time, they are intense, and they are hands-on. So what I'm telling you is that we set up a training program which trains technicians in 4 different fields in only 7 weeks. We go for 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., 5 days a week, 7 straight weeks. We equip everyone with a full uniform and safety kit. Everyone is outfitted with their own individual set of Milwaukee tools specific to the trade that you're in. And we give you about 300 hours of training, hands-on training, of which more than 50%, about 55%, is in the lab working on the equipment, on the tools. So what we turn out in 7 weeks is a safe, professional technician who is ready for the workforce, who can hop into a van and can credibly work on the job. Are you an expert? No. But you are a skilled technician who is ready to hit the workforce. We offer we have, starting in week 1, we do full-time placement assistance with everyone that we train, which means that we're working on resumes, we're working on interview skills, we're working on negotiating tactics. We're showing you how to compare and contrast different offers from different companies. We put you in front of employers. While we're not allowed to guarantee you a job, we do a really, really nice job of preparing you for the interview process and helping you through that. And we will help you with placement after you get a job, potentially leave an employer. You want to come back to us, we will help you as long as we are in business. We started training in January of 2020, just before COVID racked the country. We've been training ever since. By the end of this year, we will have trained approximately 2,000 technicians that have gone to 39 states and over 200 employers. In our current cohort, we have people from China, from Africa, from Germany, from Alaska, from Hawaii. So we are very, very good at bringing in people, training them in a central location here in Dallas, Texas, about 5 miles north of the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, in a 74,000 square foot facility. And that is the thumbnail, that is the elevator pitch. Tyler, I do have a short deck that I could run through and put some visual with it, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love for you to share. And thanks for all the information, man. This is incredible.
Nick, can you share your screen, please? Okay, moving on. Next slide. I'm going to skip through this pretty quickly, folks. Some of it's germane, some of it is not. But our mantra is change lives and launch careers. And we train how you fight. And that is as I said, a 7-week full-time program that focuses on hands-on application that has led to superior outcomes. Next slide. Families are increasingly skeptical of the traditional college experience. I'm not anti-college. I went to college. Nick went to college. I'm sure many of the people on the call have some college experience, but we acknowledge that it's not for everyone. And young people seem to be warming to shorter programs, boot camp style programs. They're very, very popular in the IT and the computer world. We brought it to the trades. And one thing we like about them, and I have a young son who's just starting his career. He's worried about the threat of AI and whether that takes a job away from him. The trades cannot be AI. They cannot be offshored. You need a person to show up at a home or a business to work on the equipment. So after our training, you're going to be able to find employment anywhere you want to in the United States, potentially even the world. Our second quarter that we just completed, the largest enrollment of any in our company history, and we're targeting about 600 trainees at Forge Now this year. This is a lobby of our building. Most people who think about the trades don't think about a high quality space. They think of blue collar. They think of dirty and dusty and greasy and grimy. We want in addition to the service flags that we have in our lobby, it is a very professional, clean, kind of upmarket kind of an environment. We graduate right now about 87 to 88% of our graduates. We place an overwhelming percentage of them into with quality employers. We're starting wage right now, which tends to be kind of a temporary wage, is right around $25 an hour or $50,000 a year to start. Many of our graduates will be making close to six figures within 1 to 2 years. And most are with the same employer 6 months after they leave Forge Now. This is our building. We have the capacity to train 3,000 people in a year here. Forge Now is in a 74,000 square foot facility that we are growing into. Picture on the right is our recent grand opening with some executives from the Texas Veterans Commission, the Texas Workforce Commission, and the U.S. Department of Education, all who attended our grand opening at our new facility. This is our lab. This is what it looks like. So we have 4 programs, as I said: heating and cooling, facilities maintenance, electrical wiring, and plumbing. For instance, at the end of 7 weeks, you will be able to read blueprints and wire a house, believe it or not. You will know how to bend conduit. You will know how to completely work on, dismantle, repair a heating and cooling system. So our lab is over 25,000 square feet. You're seeing the trainees in the building wearing their uniforms and safety kit. And this is what it looks like on a day-to-day basis. More fancy pictures, more professional environment. Let's keep moving. On the right side, interestingly, Milwaukee Tools has a showroom in our building. So our students can actually walk into the Milwaukee showroom, look at tools, purchase tools, and add to their arsenal of professional things that they need for the workplace. But we work very, very closely with Milwaukee. They're a great partner for ours, and we're going to continue to grow that experience. On the left, some new classrooms we've just added to the building. We now have capacity in individual classrooms for about 150 students at desks, in addition to what's going on in the lab. More of the same. Let's keep moving, Nick. So the team is comprised of ex-college athletes and ex-academy attendees. This is our leadership staff. I went to the West Point of upper Northwest South Carolina, a place called Clemson. We have a lot of my co-founders and management colleagues our West Point graduates, including Nick Grant, who you see there in the middle on the bottom. And our head of curriculum and training was Megan Kendall, played lacrosse at Penn State University. But a quality group of folks that we've taken some time to build, and we're very proud of. That's Nick there on your far left, and some more of our staff. As I said, we are accredited by the U.S. Department of Education by an accrediting agency called ASSET, the Accrediting Council for Continuing Education and Training. It means that it's a good housekeeping seal of approval. We've jumped through all the hoops necessary. So we are an accredited training provider here in the United States. Keep going. I think we can skip over that. Well, hold up 1 second, Nick. Just, for instance, in the state of Texas itself, 230,000 high school graduates each year do not go to college. That's a big, big opportunity. We want to train those people. We want to enroll them. But about 60% of our students at Forge Now who train with us are affiliated with the military, either current active duty military transitioning out in the Career Skills Program, the CSP program, or have recently finished up their military commitment and are looking for new avenues and new pathways. We are GI Bill eligible, and so about 60% of our students right now are affiliated or veterans of the U.S. military. Nick, why don't you dig into this real quickly, since this is your responsibility?
Yeah. So as Marvin mentioned, we're SkillBridge approved, but we're also approved for veterans. But through the SkillBridge process, obviously everyone has to take transition classes. So we have a team of 15 veterans at 15 different installations across the country who are there to talk to candidates, answer their questions, and then also help get them connected with local employers. Speaking of employers, we have a partnership with Apex Service Partners on our next slide. There we go. They're a nationwide company. They have a roll-up of hundreds of home service companies across the country. They're usually next to us at career fairs through Recruit Military or locally, and they have pledged to hire any graduate of ours that's a veteran. They're a heavy veteran leadership company. Along with them, we have about 200 plus employers that have hired our students over the last few years.
A couple other initiatives here. We are probably one meeting away, upper left-hand corner, University of North Texas, which is the third largest public university in the state of Texas. We are very close to getting approval from their administration that attending Forge Now would count towards college credit. So we're very proud of that. We believe that once UNT approves Forge Now for college credit, that a student who's enrolled at UNT could come through our program, or you could attend our program, get credits towards a degree at UNT. We think after UNT does it, that other schools within the state of Texas will be doing the same thing. In addition to Apex Service Partners, we've had extensive conversations with Quanta. Quanta is a $40 billion market cap publicly traded company based out of Houston. They do everything power related, high lines, data centers, that kind of thing. They meet with us and want to hire our graduates. Neighborly is the largest franchise company of home services in the United States. So they have plumbing contractors, electrical contractors, HVAC contractors. So these are all paths to getting into this world. And we are managed and overseen by the Texas Workforce Commission and the Texas Veterans Commission. They are our governing bodies within the state of Texas. So that's really it. Nick, if you could put up, please, that employer pamphlet that you have at your disposal. It's a synopsis of our 4 programs that attendees, that viewers can take a quick look at, just to have a view of the four programs and what each of those four programs entail. And then I'll wrap it up and open it up. So while we're doing this, I want to mention to all of you that are participating. This may or may not be of interest to you. It may be of interest to others within your family, to your kids. It may be of interest to you. But I think what's important is to understand that there's no faster way to owning your own business in the United States today than being in the trades. To do that, you probably need to have some foundation within the trade that you're potentially pursuing, right? So you do have to spend some time in the field. But if you're a JMO, or you've spent 10 or 20 years and you're still a young, hard-charging veteran, you may want to purchase an HVAC maintenance company or an electrical contractor. This is a path to doing that. It requires several years of on the job, of working on the job in the trades. But this summarizes what we are doing. So we are producing a graduate who is on task, on time, fully kitted out, and with a full set of tools. So we are literally graduating somebody on a Friday afternoon who's ready to be in a van, working away on a Monday morning. We recently had a graduate from our facilities program. He was a military veteran. He had several tours in Afghanistan and had a difficult time when he came back. But after his training, he had 7 job offers, and jumped right into a truck on a Monday after graduating, and he was thrilled. So different safety certifications for each. All these are national. All these you take with you, and it gives you an idea of the opportunities at our company per se. For those coming from long distance, I will tell you, we put you up in housing at our expense. That is included. The tuition is $12,000, all inclusive, nothing else added. Everything is there. Currently we have soldiers from, I think, 24 or 25 different installations in our current class, Nick, and we're ready to go. And that's what we do at Forge Now. It's a rapid pathway to a really high demand career, and it may be of some interest to you, and it's a little bit different than I believe that you're hearing about. But I wanted to describe what we're doing here in Dallas, and would be thrilled to answer questions.
Yeah, hey guys, I've been reading the chat a little bit. I'd love to answer some of these questions. So our school takes 5.5 months of the GI Bill, and that's because it's hours based. So 5.5 months. A civilian pays us $12,000. And surprisingly, the prices of this school have been the same since 2020. So for the last 5 years, Forge Now has not raised their prices. So if you come on SkillBridge, it takes 5.5 months of your GI Bill, and your military pay does not change. It stays the same. If you come to Forge Now as a veteran, now you're going to get BAH because our school is located in Dallas. But we provide housing for everyone in Dallas for the 7 weeks you're here. So you get to pocket that BAH as a veteran, in addition to the tools that we provide, uniforms, and we also cater lunch every single day. So the hotel provides breakfast, we cater lunch. You're on your own for dinner because you're done at 4, and then the weekends you're off in Dallas. And we're just like AIT for the trades. You're down here with a bunch of people that are just like you, that serves. You meet a bunch of friends, start your network in the trades. And again, our goal is for you to have a job before you even leave the school. Let me see what other questions I'm seeing on here. Unions, we're not partnered with any unions, but we have had students go to work with unions. The 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 rule of thumb that I've been told by our instructors who are master electricians, master HVAC, master plumber, is that if you imagine the Mason-Dixon line, everything north of the Mason-Dixon line, you can find a union, but anything south of that, there's not really union heavy participation. Now, let's say you're talking about New York State. Obviously, you're going to have HVAC, electrical unions, but there's also non-union work there. And there's pros and cons to working union and non-union jobs. Most of our students have a goal of opening up their own business one day, and that's not really possible through the union track.
In terms of, here's a question about course dates. In 2026, we will be offering 7 different start dates, starting in January, and then evenly dispersed throughout the entire year. And so we're going to be running an HVAC class, an electrical wiring class, and a plumbing class on every single one of those. And we'll be rotating facilities maintenance, which is one of our newer programs, in intermittently as demand warrants. But in some cases, we're probably going to be running 2 HVAC classes right next door to each other with your own instructor, and you'll be working alongside those other HVAC students in the lab on a daily basis. But we publish those dates, and they're on our website.
And we actually have 2 class starts left this year, starting October 6th and October 27th. Someone said about does it housing support families? No, you can only come by yourself. So you will be assigned a roommate. It's a Marriott Spring Hill Suites. Your family cannot come. It's just for you. Again, if you're active duty, your pay doesn't change. It's like being TDY while you're on SkillBridge or CSP. But if you come as a veteran when you're out, you're going to pocket around $4,300 of BAH over the 7 weeks total for staying in Dallas and using a 5.5 months of your GI Bill.
Here's a question about relocating. Yes, we do the training in Dallas. It's centralized location. But as I said, we've placed graduates in 39 states at over 200 different employers. So if you want to work in Washington State or Florida or Maine, we will assist you and put you in touch with and assist you in getting interviews at companies where you want to be. So we're very, very comfortable with that. We have no issue with it. A lot of our graduates come to Dallas. They're here for 7 weeks. They find out they like it. They see the economic growth, et cetera, and want to stick around. But others want to go back. We even got somebody a job in St. Croix as an electrician. He wanted to go back to the Caribbean. So we'll help you find employment anywhere you want to go.
You want to call? We got a couple of hands up if you want to call those, like Keaton, for example.
Certainly.
Hey, how's it going, Marvin? First of all, thanks for taking the time to talk to us, man. So I'm an 11-year aviation electrician. I already got my journeyman's certification through the U.S. Department of Labor. So I'm a certified journeyman electrician. I've been doing a whole bunch of research, and this sounds like an amazing program. My first question, I was going to ask you if you could specify the Dallas-Fort Worth area is large in itself. I grew up in Plano. That's like my hometown. My wife and I are looking at moving out to Hazlet, which is further west of Fort Worth. But you know, if I did it, it would be as a veteran, already separated, using GI Bill to attend the school. So where exactly is it in the Dallas-Fort Worth area?
We're in Louisville. If you know where Dallas-Fort Worth Airport is, we're literally 5 miles north of Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, right off the highway.
Awesome. And sorry, I can't see how many other people's hands are raised, but I had written down a couple of questions. So during my journey of trying to find a job as an electrician, there's been a lot of things that have came up with PLC, the programmable logic controllers, especially now in the electrical career field, being an electrician. They don't expect you to know PLC for everything. And I guess this is more along like factory electrician, which I'd assume some people get jobs in. Does your school cover any PLC?
That is not part of the curriculum. You can only do so much in 7 weeks.
Sure.
What we found is, and we've talked to a lot of commercial, even though most of our programs are geared towards residential, which tends to be kind of in the trades, kind of the entry level area to cover. What we found is that a lot of commercial contractors say, if you know the basics from the residential world, we'll bring you in, we'll hire you, and we'll do the additional training for you on site at the employer. So I don't think that's a sticking point at all. We don't currently do it, but this is the first I've heard of this particular acronym and this controller kind of thing, but we don't currently do it, but shoot, maybe we will before long.
Sure. And then last question, if you don't mind. So I guess wanted clarification, the whole tool set, because that was another issue that I ran into. We had another group called Skill Work on here, that they basically try and find trade skill jobs for veterans. And they kept sending me job applications or, jobs that were available. And all of them had like a list of like, hey, these are the required tools that you need. And I didn't realize that was standard, in the military. Military provides all the tools. I've never had to collect tools. I have a couple of tool sets out in the garage, but I was like, dang, some of these tool lists are pretty large. The tools that we get through the program that y'all offer, is that covered? Is that part of the GI Bill paying for it, or is that something that we pay outside separately?
It's Keaton. It's all included. The GI Bill covers tools, meals, hotel if you need it, safety kit, uniform. Everything's all included, one price. No, you get everything, and I'll tell you, the Milwaukee tool set that you receive is specific to the trade you pursue.
Okay.
It sounds like electrical wiring is probably more along the lines of what you would want to do. But your tool set would be specific to what an electrician needs as opposed to what an HVAC guy needs.
Okay. And if somebody wanted to go and get kind of, like you said, starting their own, a lot of people go to your program to start their own business. Say I wanted to go and do like the electrical school and the HVAC or something like that to kind of widen my range of skills. There's no, are the classes concurrent, or do they kind of follow one another where I can book out a time period to go for, say, if it's you said 5.5 months of the GI Bill, is that 10 months for the 2 schools, or is that 5.5 months for all the trades?
Nick's nodding his head right below me there. So Nick.
Yeah. So one program's 5.5 months.
Okay. Got it.
Now, the way that we're lining up our classes next year, the class starts are going to be a few weeks apart. So you're not going to be able to come and do one back to back like that. But we've had students take HVAC, electrical, and plumbing.
Right.
All 3, because facilities maintenance is an overview of those 3, plus some handyman stuff. But a very common thing is HVAC and electrical. And now when you're applying to a job, you guys will see now on these trucks, they all say HVAC, electrical, plumbing. They do everything.
Right.
So now you have 2 trades and you can make more money when you start. And now you can start getting certified for both. And no matter what state you're in America, it takes about 5 years of time in these trades before you can open up your own business on your own with a tax ID, everything legal. About 5 years.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your time and answering all of my questions. I appreciate it.
Keaton, thanks for your interest, pal.
Dante, sorry.
All right, I'm here. No, thank you for both of you guys for coming in and giving us a presentation. A couple of years ago when I was in Okinawa, I had one of your individuals come out and talk about Forge Now, and I was really curious about it. But I know that this forum is geared towards the veterans, right? But I've got an 18-year-old myself that needs to get the hell out of my house. But wanted to find out if if you guys offer any kind of assistance through, let's say, the VRNE or Chapter 35 for dependents. Is that something that dependents can go ahead and
Yeah.
attend? I'm
So
actually
so
not too far away from you guys. Go ahead.
we're not eligible for VRNE. And we haven't had someone successfully apply for the sense that the trades are more physical, and we're trying to get past that barrier because not every disability is physical. But if you're Chapter 35, 100% disabled, then your dependent or spouse would have 100% of the GI Bill, and they could come use that here. If you've given your spouse or dependent any part of your GI Bill, they can come here. For civilians, if people that don't have the GI Bill at all, our cost is $12,000, but to start, you have to put down $3,000, and then we can help you pay the rest off over time. There's also a grant in Texas called the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act that people can apply for. There's a couple of Texas grants if you're going to stay and live and work in Texas, that somebody could reach out to me offline if you needed to. But the majority of the way is through the GI Bill.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anybody else want to raise their hands?
No, there's a bunch of questions in the chat. I don't know if all the ones in the chat got answered. If we didn't get an opportunity to answer your question, do me a favor, either throw a new one in the chat or throw your hand up. Go ahead, Brandon.
So my question was for the people like me. I transferred my GI Bill to my children for at least a certain number of months. So like Dante, he transferred it to his son, using the GI Bill, could they go attend your training?
Yes. If they have at least 5.5 months, they can use all of that to come.
5.5 months, the magic number?
And 5.5 months. And then they would also receive BAH for the 7 weeks that they're there while we provide the housing.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm scanning through the comments.
Something I'd like to mention really quick is that Forge Now is like summer school, in the sense that you could go to one of the legacy VOTEC schools that's 9 months long. Because before I came here, that's what I thought too. You have to go to a 9-month program. But that's because their class is 3 times a week for 3 hours a day. Well, trade schools are clock hour schools, not credit hour schools. So Forge Now is the summer school version of trade school, in the sense that in high school, you take a summer school class, you're just in class for 1 month all day, every day, or you take it for 1 hour every day during the year. At the end of high school, nobody knows whether you took a summer school class or not. You just have the credits, right? So we are the summer school version of trade school, like AIT. And again, our goal is for you to have a job by the time you even leave the building.
Joel.
Oh, all right, Thomas. Oh, sorry. You said Joel.
Good morning.
Hey, Joel.
Thank you, Marvin, Nick. My question is, if somebody's go through the course and they struggle a little bit, is there opportunities to remediate and not have to pay extra for another session, or how do you guys handle that?
Yeah, well, one, our school's not rocket science, right? This stuff isn't easy, but it's not so difficult. If you went through AIT for the Army or whatever branch of service, you can pass our school. With that, the hours are 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our instructors will come early and stay late to help you. They'll do anything to help you graduate. I've been here for a little over 2 years now, and the only time I see people don't graduate is if they don't put in the effort or they stop showing up on time.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Joel. Hey, Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me. I have low bandwidth in my house. But my son is set to start. My son is set to start his trade school to be an electrician in October. How would I go about getting him enrolled like now? Because I spoke to him while you guys were talking, and he's interested. in doing this in 7 weeks as opposed to the 2-year curriculum that he's going to be attending?
Yeah, so I'll put a link in the chat, but if you go to our website and you click apply now, it's not really applying. It's just giving us your name and phone number and email. You'll be reached out by someone from Admissions Today. They'll call you and they can help you with the whole process of getting started.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Thomas. I'm not seeing any. Go Clemson. Thank you. We need all the help we can get.
Georgia Tech, huh? How about that?
Hey, stop. I'm going to hang up right now.
I'm sorry. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, my team got beat by 70 points by Oregon a couple weeks ago.
I know. I don't think I see anything else. Do you see anything else?
Ricky, you got a question?
Hey there, Marvin. Glad you guys could hop on the call. I was just curious, out of all the jobs that you guys have come across and the jobs that are coming across your desk, what jobs are you seeing that are paying out the highest after your little trade school?
We've had, this is an outlier, but we've had guys graduate our electrician program and make 6 figures in the first year. Okay. That's not typical. And the guy was working long hours. He was working overtime. He was doing all those kinds of things. I firmly believe, and Nick can comment on this, that we give you a really, really solid, a really credible foundation for a new career. The starting wage of 25 bucks an hour, which we are seeing regularly now, is a starting wage. Oftentimes, after you've been there, they really, really like what you've done for the first 90 days. They're going to give you a big bump at the 90-day mark after you've been employed. So electricians do really, really well. I think we had an employer who came in a few weeks ago who and this was an Apex guy, Nick, who I think said their average electrician after 3 years is making 90 grand or something like that. They have people making 150 grand at their company. So it really depends on how much you want to keep learning and how hard you want to work and how much overtime you want to put in. It's a classic case of you're going to benefit the harder you work at it. But Nick is correct. It's not rocket science. You need some dedication and some commitment to it, but it's very doable.
Another thing I'd like to add is it depends on where you're living in America, right? So if you're going to move up to Maine, maybe HVAC is not the best business to get into if you're going to go to Arizona instead. But there's so many niches in all these industries. In electrical, there's solar, there's building automation, there's in HVAC, there's a whole sales world where now you're making commission on it. And now your earning potential is limitless. We have guys that have transferred over to just sales and HVAC. That's called Comfort Advisor. If anyone's interested to research that, where you go from technician to Comfort Advisor. We've had, the E7 retiree come through who spent the last 10 years of his Army career in ops. Okay, now he came through our school, did a few months out on a truck fixing stuff. Now the company's realized our biggest value for you is in the office, not out fixing stuff. Now he gets a promotion, makes more money, and now has an office job. But because he knows the basics of what the technicians are doing, he can advocate and manage them correctly. There's not a track for home inspectors, and I don't actually know. I've been going to hundreds of events, and I don't think I've ever seen a home inspector SkillBridger school. That's an interesting question.
Anything else, folks?
Looks like there's still 2 hands up. We'll get through them here. Keaton.
Hey, sorry, I'm returning. I have a bounty of questions. So this is just out of my lack of knowledge in the civilian electrical career field. So you said you know there's certifications and stuff you get for electrical and HVAC and plumbing and all that stuff. Like for me as a journeyman electrician, what are those other certifications called that that you get through going through the school that really help you get picked up? And I know a lot of it is just these companies really know what y'all teach and are eager to hire people that, you know, graduates from your school. But what are those certifications?
Yeah, so for electrical, there's really only two main certifications you're getting, and that's OSHA 10, and we help you apply for your TELR, which is your electrical apprentice license in Texas. Now, what's getting our students hired is the fact that they've spent the last 6 weeks hands-on, and they can read blueprints and can go to a job site the following Monday and start making that company money. Now, for someone like you who's a journeyman electrician, if you could say that I could hand you a blueprint and you could wire a house, I would say don't come to our school and take the program. Just go apply for a job. Now, if you wanted to come for HVAC to learn how to be an HVAC tech, HVAC gets 5 certifications. Nate Ready to Work, Nate Core, Nate Support Technician, EPA 608, and then we help them apply for their TLR for Texas. So it depends on what trade you're doing and that.
Yeah. So I guess 2 follow-up questions. Do you have to get like my wife did insurance for a long time. She did insurance in Maryland, and then to do like insurance in Texas, you'd have to get recertified. When you get like I have, you know, mine is just through the U.S. Department of Labor. Do I need to specifically get certified as an electrician in Texas?
It depends on the state. So some states are reciprocal with Texas. If we know someone's moving to Idaho and the county requires some specific certification, we'll help them apply for that while they're here so that they're ready to go work in Idaho.
Sure. And I'm sure that there's probably a lot of other electricians in whatever branch in the military they're in. But my experience being in the Navy is that, yes, I went to A school, you know, 11 years ago and went over a lot of the basic stuff, but you get into this role where you just learn how to fix whatever parts you're assigned to fix. So like I was a generator technician for F-18s. I could sit there and troubleshoot a generator all day, but if you handed me like a blueprint of a house, I'd be like, man, what the hell are some of these things? So
yeah, I'd love to comment on that. So exactly. We have 2 types of students from the military. The infantry knuckle dragger Marine who knows nothing about putting stuff together, who comes through and crushes it and gets a job because he's got a great personality as a leader. And then we have the mechanical guys who are diesel techs in the Army or Apache electricians or aircraft electricians like you. And what happens with that is you don't know the civilian side of things at all, right? So we teach you the civilian side to get caught up to speed. And now you literally copy and paste what you just said to me in a job interview, and you'll get hired immediately. Like everyone will give you a job offer, because to say that I worked on electronic equipment for the Navy on F-18s, like who's not going to hire you, right? Yeah. To keep talking, so I was an EOD officer. One of my E6 EOD team leaders that I went to Syria with came through our program. He has 5 kids and a wife, and he moved to Nevada, and we've never placed anybody there. And he got a job out there. And now works as an electrician, has been promoted a couple times, has a truck, a team he's in charge of, and is crushing it. Because who's not going to hire an EOD Army guy who's turned electrician, right? Just like for you. And not to take away from the infantry guys or FA, whatever, because anyone can get hired. But, you know, you have an electrical background, so we help you leverage that to get you hired.
Yeah. Well, I sent you a request to connect on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
I appreciate you all taking the
For sure.
Thanks, Keaton.
Awesome, Arnold. I love it. Yeah, I was at Fort Hood, 752 EOD in the Army.
All righty. Does anybody have any more questions for Marvin or Nick? Awesome. Well, I wanted to say I really appreciate you guys took the time to come out today and showcase this incredible opportunity for our students. Just so you guys know, connect with them on LinkedIn, check out their website. And if this is something that you're really serious about, let us know on your end of day forums this afternoon. And that way there we can shoot a list over to them, and that, you know, an organized list that they can work through and connect with you guys to give you more information about their program and help you guys get started, and any other additional questions that you had that maybe didn't get asked, or, you know, you didn't want to ask during the call. So Really appreciate it, guys. If you don't have anything else, thanks, and you guys are free to go.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
fellas. It was great. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Have a good rest of your day. All right, Academy students, it is that time for lunch. If you guys, looks like you got a little bit of extra time today, you guys can take an hour and 11 minutes, and we'll see you back. We'll see you back after lunch. Thank you very much. Enjoy it.
Man, what an awesome opportunity for them to pay for the tools and everything. Man, that's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, dang, I want some Milwaukee. I'm thinking about, I'll go do that 7 weeks and get some Milwaukee tools.
You're like, I got projects I could work on.
Plus room and board. I mean, that's the huge thing, is going down to their schooling and getting the room and board for the admission costs.
Absolutely. Someone asked what's going on after lunch, just to give you guys a heads up. Our calendar of events is always on 7eagle.com if you guys want to go check it out. But also, just to let you know, we have Samantha Chapman scheduled from Sentinels of Freedom after lunch. And then after that, we have Accountability Works with Allie. So I don't know. I don't have her. Allie Schiller. There we go. Accountability Works. So I think that's a LinkedIn expert. So definitely going to be an interesting one there. But I'm going to jump. I got to go to another meeting, but you guys have a great lunch, and we'll see you on the other side.